9:30. So get involved with our Unscramble competition sooner rather than later, because that's going to close in 5 minutes. But before we do that, I'm delighted to welcome back to Pure West Radio, Jez from the NCI Wooltack Point. Good morning, Jez.
Good morning, Tom. Borada.
Thank you so much for joining us. And I understand, for those watching on social media, you're currently at the point right now.
I am indeed, overlooking the islands and the treacherous Jack Sound. It's high tide at the moment, so I'm hoping to see some dolphin.
Have there been many sightings already?
Yes, already this year, and porpoises as well.
Oh, fantastic. And with weather like we're hopefully going to get for the rest of this week and maybe into next week, I imagine there's no other place you would rather be than just looking out over that waterway and on the horizon.
Well, we say the only qualification to be a watchkeeper is to be able to get up here, but it's the best office in Pembrokeshire.
Amazing. And for those who might not have heard last time you were on Pure West Radio, what is NCI Wooltack Point and who are you and what's your function? Why are you there?
Okay, just quickly, Tom, might be useful if I explain where we are. If you're in Milford and you head west, and if you're in Haverford West and you head southwest, and you head for the Dale Marlows Peninsula. If you then drive through Marlows to Martinshaven, where the Skomer boats run from, up on the hill called the Deer Park, you'll see a small, beautifully situated white hut. That is our station. It's only 7 foot by 10 foot, by the way, so it's remote and quite small. But what we're here for is, well, originally this was a Coast Guard station built in 1932 after a famous wreck in Jack Sound. It was closed in 1994 as a Coast Guard station, and we reopened it in 2009 purely with volunteers to basically maintain a vigilant listening watch over vessels and people at sea and on land. What I mean by a listening watch is that we've got a bank of radios up here as well, so we can hear distress calls from wherever they might originate, as well as high-powered telescopes to pick out small vessels that are in trouble. So that's basically what our role is.
Well, that 7 foot by 10 foot, you're pretty much viewing of to make it the Apollo mission, isn't it? The Artemis. That's what you're in there, but with a bit more gravity.
Yes, thankfully. Yeah, it can get a bit breezy and windy up here, but it's a safe place to be.
And you mentioned there that it was built as part of a Coast Guard watch there, and that's kind of a bit of a gap that you're filling. The eyeballs that you and your team of volunteers have there, if there are those little vessels in distress, you're there to find out who's coming and going in the waterway. So you're kind of, you're being that overseer just to make sure that everyone's getting where they need to be safely. Yeah,
that's right. I mean, our priority is the more vulnerable. So your kayakers, your swimmers, your paddleboarders, and then yachtsmen, dinghies, and then up to your potters. Some of the potters are only solo manned, so if the guy falls overboard, then he's going to have a bit of trouble. And basically any small craft, and obviously this time of year, the number of small craft passing within our purview is increasing and keeping us busy.
I can imagine. And you're still volunteer run, and yet you assist with the other volunteer organisations such as the RNLI. I assume when you can give locations and bearings for them to support if there is distress on the water that you're overlooking.
Yeah, quite commonly an incident will probably involve a kayaker, and a lifeboat will be sent out. But obviously a lifeboat is at sea level, whereas we're 50 metres up in the sky, so we can direct lifeboats to exactly where the incident is, wherever it might be. So that's the big advantage of being up here. It's to guide our search and rescue colleagues to exactly where they need to be.
And you mentioned earlier that the qualification is to actually get to the location. It is remote. It's beyond Marlows over there, looking with the Skomer ferry. If someone is interested, thinking, well, I've got some spare time and I fancy going down and having that wonderful vantage point and supporting people, how can they get involved?
They can contact us through our Facebook page, which has attracted quite a few trainees. So they can contact us direct through Facebook, or if they look onto our web page, all our contact details are there, and you can contact us direct by phone. What I would say is, if people are interested, just come up, say hello, make sure you can get up here. If you want a formal visit and we can spend some time with you, then by all means make an appointment with us, and we'll welcome you whatever day of the week you prefer.
Brilliant. And when we last caught up, you were open, I think it was 3 days a week, and you had these aspirations to be like, we want to be a 7-day service. How close to you are that now?
Yeah, I think it was about 18 months ago, and I kind of call it a rebirth of the NCI at Wooltack Point station. We were barely running on 4/5 watchkeepers. We've now got 8 active watchkeepers who are open 5 days a week. So there's just Wednesday and Thursday to fill, which we're hoping to so very soon. We've got some trainees in the pipeline, but we'd always look for more. The two difficulties we have, one is the location. So the nearest populations are basically Milford and Hereford. And most of our watchkeepers prefer to do a whole day, because once they've travelled here, it's they may well do a whole day. The other difficulty we've had, especially for attracting lady watchkeepers, is the fact that we don't have mains water, which means that we didn't have facilities except for the gorse buses. But thank you to Southhook LNG, we now have an incinerator toilet, which is state of the art, doesn't require plumbing, and basically turns whatever it is into ash that we throw out into the gorse. So it's all very friendly. It's also probably the most expensive toilet in Pembrokeshire. I won't tell you how much it costs, but they were very generous.
But the facilities are now there, with thanks to that generous donation from them. We won't go into details as to cost, but that must give you a sense of pride every time that you take to the throne.
Yes, Tom.
So there you have it. So if that was maybe a factor which made you think, actually, no, I can't because it's so remote and there's no plumbing. Well, there's now this incinerated toilet. You've got the wonderful views, come rain or shine, isn't it, as well, Jez? This isn't just a fair weather summer thing.
No, not at all. We're open all year round, so through the winter and the fierce gales. But we do close the station if we think it's unsafe. And we have got 2 weather stations here, so we can actually online see exactly what the conditions are up here before we decide whether to come up or not. We are very safety orientated around our watchkeepers. They come first, so everyone's welcome.
Excellent. And you mentioned the Facebook earlier on. It's worth following the Facebook page just for the pictures that you guys post. Pretty much daily, you're updating your Facebook post. So it's a way to get in contact. It's the way to find out what's going on at the headlands. And hopefully we'll get some dolphins and porpoises on there soon too.
Yes, we do our best. They're pretty difficult to photograph and video from up here, but we do our best. The other thing I'd like to just say, Tom, is we've got our own dedicated VHF channel. That's channel 65. So if there are any yachtsmen out there who want an actual weather report from us, or an AIS or a radio check, then if they contact us direct on channel VHF channel 65, then we're there to help them.
Excellent. Channel 65, you'll get through to them at the Watchtower. Jez, thank you so much for joining us and giving us an update as to what's happened since the last time you were on. Keep up the great work of... there are probably many people that go out onto the waterways not knowing that they do have a bit of a guardian angel looking over them, thinking, that doesn't look right, and we're in the first best place to find support for them, and that's a lovely thought for someone like me who's a bit of a novice going out into the water, thinking actually there are eyes above us. So thank you so much, Jez, to you and all the team. And if you're interested, like those trainees that will be taking up the mantle, then drop them a message on their Facebook page, give it a follow, because as I say, the pictures are beautiful. Thank you so much, Jez.
My pleasure, Tom, and thank you.
You're welcome. A bit of a Leonard Cohen fan.
I am indeed.
Should we put some Leonard on?
Oh, yes, please.
He's on the way next. Thank you, Jez.
Cheers, Tom.
Oh,
Have a good
and
day.
if you're playing Unscramble, it's gone 9:30. Jez, indulge me whilst I play this horrid sound for us. The competition is now closed. It's 9:35.
The Breakfast